What up, though, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chopping It Up with Uncle Chon True Stories.
Disconnected.
I got a pretty good one for you today. This story is set in Detroit, Michigan. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the year is around 1986. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this video yet, but by the time I get to the end of it, I'll think of something good to call it. Basically, 1986. I'm about 15 years old, and I got a friend that stays around the corner from me named Ronnie. Told us Ronnie's story or two. Uh, Not a very bright kid, but he was my boy. So we knew this kid from Chicago. I can't remember Blood's name. Uh, I can't remember his name. And we had kicked it with him a few times over another guy's house named Robert. Um, and I really didn't like him, but I didn't dislike him either. I didn't think nothing of him. But Ronnie was one of those type of people. He's always trying to make friends and impress people and just he would try too hard, and basically it would turn people off. You know, when you trying to be somebody's friend too much. So anyway, I don't know how we ended up kicking it. I guess Ronnie must have been talking with old boy on the phone, and they came. The guy, I'm just gonna call him. He had a Jerry curl, so I'm gonna call him Jerry. All right, and he had a cousin that he brought with him, and they came over to Ronnie's house. We was hanging out over Ronnie's house. Now everybody got the friend where, you know, you can go over to their house and you can kind of get away with a little bit more over their house than you can at your house. Cause I couldn't get away with nothing at my house. You know, it wasn't gonna be no bunch of niggas sitting up at my house, drinking and smoking and whatnot. But over Ronnie's house, we could go down to his basement, and because his father 9 times out of 10 wasn't home. Uh, got some stories about that too. And his mother, God bless her soul, she was a very nice lady, uh, but she was a very large woman, and she wasn't finna do no hellified walking. You know, as a matter of fact, she would call him to come, you know, bring her things or whatever. So she wasn't trying to get up and walk down and see what we was doing or whatever. She would yell, you know, what y'all doing? You know, y'all smoking, y'all smell them cigarettes, you know, whatever. You know, she might do that, but she wasn't finna come. So, um, we decide to go up to the store, and we were supposed to be going up there getting some 40s. Now, back in the day when you wasn't old enough to buy beer or liquor, uh, we had to do what's called copping a 40. So you stand outside the store and you wait for some dude that looked like, you know, he cool, but he old enough. And you ask him, hey man, can you go in there and get us some 40s or whatever? And you was taking a real chance doing that because sometimes it might be a police or some dude that, you know, might, you know, be like, you know, take your money and try to take your money, and then, you know, all kind of things happen from there. And you know, so it was like, you know, but that was part of it, you know, if you wanted to, you know, be a bad boy and drink. So we go up to the liquor store, and we decide instead of getting 40s, we was gonna get some liquor. So I don't remember. I don't remember what kind of, it was either vodka or gin. I do not remember, but I do know that it was cheap because it was a gallon, and I think we all put in $5. I think it was like $20, and it might have even been some change left for the guy that went in the store to go get it for us. You know, it was some cheap shit, whatever the hell it was. It was 5 o'clock gin or vodka or something. It was something cheap as hell. Nikolai or something. You know, it was cheap. And we got some orange juice. And the four of us, we go back over, you know, we walk back over Ronnie's house. So when we get over there, now we all go down in the basement. So, you know, I tell Ronnie, you know, hey man, you know, go upstairs and get some some ice and bring some cups down or whatever. Okay, so he goes upstairs and I'm sitting down here with these two clowns. Now, the cousin that he brought over, this guy's like a midget. Like, he got like them short little stubby fingers, and his arms was shorter than they should have been, but he had like a regular sized body, but he was little. I mean, he was just a funny made little dude. I mean, he looked like a tall midget. So, and then his cousin, the guy from Chicago, Jerry, the one I call Jerry, he was like you know, just an average sized dude, maybe 5'10", dark skin, Jerry curl. You know, if you look on any movie during the 80s with hood dudes on it, he looked like a plain old hood dude, you know, just Jerry curl, you know. So, and, you know, he was from Chicago, so he was always talking that Chicago shit, you know, and he was telling us about how he had got jumped into a gang. I don't remember which one it was or whatever, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The way this dude moved, I don't believe he was. If he was in a gang in Chicago, because I got a lot of family members that from Chicago, and I kind of know the mannerisms and the way that they talk and the way that they. If he was, the reason why he was in Detroit, because he was running from that shit. Because this dude right here really wasn't. He wasn't like the other Chicago gang members or whatever that I know. So anyway, Ronnie was always trying to impress people, even people that you shouldn't try to impress, like these two clowns. And back in the day, mostly everybody who I knew, their parents had like a china cabinet. That was a big thing, you know, and a lot of times they had like, you know, their expensive china, flatware, whatnot. And I know in Detroit, most of my friends' parents who had the china cabinets had, you know, the big thing was having these crystal glasses, you know, expensive, beautiful crystal glasses. I know my mom had, you know, we had ours at the crib, and Ronnie's parents, they had a china cabinet with these crystal glasses in it. Now, basically, the rule was don't touch. You know, I know at my house it was don't touch. And the only time that we got to use those was like, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, special occasions, my mom's birthday or something for the birthday dinner. You know, that's the only time I got to drink out of that and eat off of those dishes or whatever. So, you know, we didn't mess with that. You know, when you had friends come over and they even walk near there, just like on Cooley High, get away from the break front. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this fool goes into his mama china cabinet and get 4 crystal glasses and comes downstairs with them for me, him, and these 2 idiots to drink out of. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, hey man, that's your mama crystal glasses. I was like, don't go put that back. No. So he was like, oh man, you know, it's Saturday night. We got a bottle. We got a bottle. We got ice. We got juice. We got music on. It's you know, shoot, we having a little club down here, whatever. You know, hey, you know, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, nah, dog. I'm like, well, look here. Go get me a regular glass. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So I made him take the glass that I was going to use back upstairs and come back down with me, one of the regular glasses that we drink out of all the time. You know, cause you know I'm not stupid. I already see where this is gonna go. So he's showing out or whatever, and yeah, we drinking out of crystal glasses. He put the ice in there, and you know, we all mixed us a drink, and we listening to the music. We listening to Electrifying Mojo. You know what I'm saying? With the mothership. If you're from the D, you know what I'm talking about. If you ain't, you don't know, go on YouTube, look up Electrifying Mojo. Man, used to play all that shit. You know, play this. Man, anyway, so we sitting up there listening to this and we vibing to the music. And, you know, after you have a drink or two, you know, you loosen up. And even these guys ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So the cousin is drinking a little fast. You know, like he trying to prove something or something. I don't know if it's because he was the youngest dude there or was he because he was the shortest dude there, but you know, he drinking a little fast and getting a little, you know, he getting a little tipsy, a little faster than everybody else, you know. And, you know, I remember his cousin told, hey, you know, slow down. I don't remember his name either. So Jerry, let's call him Jerry and Tattoo. Okay? Yeah, Jerry and Tattoo. So Tattoo was getting, you know, he was getting drunk. He was making like loud outbursts, you know, where, you know, Ronnie's mother, you know, like, hey, what's going on down there? What you boys down there doing? You know, and you know he got to go up there and nothing, mom, you know, whatever. So you know we trying to tell him to, you know, hey man, you got to be a little bit more quiet. You know, we got the music going and stuff, but you can't be yelling and you know making outbursts like that. You know, oh yeah, okay, you know, and I could see he getting, you know, and you know we young and dumb, so we all probably drinking a little bit, you know, making drinks that would you would make right now. But so we sitting up there and we talking and you know having a spirited conversation, and the cousin got these little stubby fingers, and this is a nice size. These glasses that they drinking out of, these crystal glasses, are a nice size. And it's like imagine your 6-year-old kid holding a expensive glass, you know, or maybe your 5-year-old kid, you know, 5 or 6-year-old kid. You know how they little hands be, can't reach all the way around, you know, and he's sitting up there and he's sitting on this bar stool and he's kind of spinning around the bar stool and he's drunk and he's like this, and I'm looking and it was like, man, it was like slow motion. He dropped the glass and I can remember everybody looking at the glass fall. And it was like, it took it like a minute and it hit the floor and it just, it broke, it just broke. It broke. It broke. And man, oh, you know what? I left out a important detail. Okay, these guys rode bicycles over here, and they lived like, okay, I lived off of 7 Mile, but I lived in the 8 Mile hood. I'll explain that some other time. It was stupid, but these guys lived in the 7 Mile hood, you know, which was only a couple of blocks over. But if people from my hood find out that you live from in that hood and it's the wrong people, you might have some problems, and vice versa. So when the glass hits the floor, all I can remember was Ronnie jumping up. That's my mom's glass. That's my mom's glass. You broke my mom's glass. And me, I'm like, I told you don't bring them glasses down here. He's like, and the guy was like, oh, yo, it's just a glass, man. It's just a glass. So Ronnie walks over and he's like stooping over, like trying to pick, like almost like he's gonna try to put the glass back together because he can't believe that this glass is broke. And the guy is just like sitting there on the stool, and like I say, he's short, so his feet wasn't touching the floor. And Ronnie stood up and punched this dude with a right hook. Boom! And the dude spun all the way around on the stool. And when he came back around, he caught him with a left hook. Boom! And he spun around the other way. And when he came around, he hit him. Boom! And he spun around. And then the cousin, Jerry, he jumps up and he lunges at Ronnie, but I intercept him and I grab him by his chest and I run him into what was in the base. It was the laundry room. And I run him into the wall, and it was like a beam sticking out of the wall. And when I run him into the wall, his head hit the beam. And to my surprise, he just kind of fell to the floor. And I was like, damn, this nigga, I ain't even hit him yet. And Ronnie's in there beating the hell out of this little dude. And the guy starts hollering and screaming. And then so Ronnie's mother's upstairs and she's yelling, what's going on down there? What y'all boys doing? I'm about to come down there. So we like, oh shit. So I picked the dude up and I'm like, man, let's get these motherfuckers out of here. So we down in the basement, and when you go up the stairs, the side door is right there. So I grab Jerry and he grabs Tattoo, and we run them up the stairs and throw them out the door, and they fall down into the driveway. So then they bikes was still in the basement, you know, because you couldn't leave no bike outside. It wouldn't have been there. So they like, our bikes. So we go down in the basement, and all I remember, I don't remember what kind of bike it was. I just remember the one I picked up was a white bike. And I pick up the bike, and I walk up the stairs with it, and I get outside with it, and I throw that motherfucker, I threw it on the driveway, and the dude jumped up, like, and he like ran at me, my bike, and I just punched him. I mean, it's like he ran right into my right hand. Bam! And I hit him, and he fell, and I got down on him, and I started banging his head on the concrete. And then Ronnie was like, Get him away from the house. Get him away from the house. And he's over there beating up the tattoo. And we out like on the front lawn, and we got both of these dudes down, just giving them that work. And then his neighbor from across the street, I don't remember his name either. He was old. He was one of them guys that, let's put it this way, he was surprised he wasn't at college, if you know what I mean. You know, he was in and out. So the fact that he was home was a surprise, you know, and he come out, he like, yo, I seen the whole thing, and he got that thing on it. All right. He done came out the house, thing in hand. And I ain't talking about no body part either. I'm talking about a hand cannon. He got a hand cannon in his hand, and we on top of these dudes, and he like, yo, move out the way. You know, he finna, you know, cause that's what he do. And we like, no, it ain't that serious. No, don't do that. No. Oh, you sure? No, I can take care of that right now. No, please don't do that. So we get up off these dudes, and we go over and we coax him to go back into the house. Okay, so these dudes are still laying on the ground, beat up, drunk. We go over there, we stomp on their bikes a couple times, a little bit, and the little dude's bike was messed up. He couldn't ride it. It was unrideable. And and we told them to get up, and we went over there and was kicking them and get your ass up, punk ass, you know. And they got up and picked up their bikes, and the little dude is crying. And his cousin is rolling with one hand on the bike, and he got his cousin like this, and his cousin got the bike, and the bike is whoop, 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 because the rim is bent on it, and he crying, and excuse me, and Ronnie is still mad because there's no way that his mother is not gonna notice one of them glasses broke, because it was a set of 4. Man, we go back in the house, and I help him sweep up the glass, and I did what I do. I lectured him for a few minutes about, I told your dumb ass not to bring them glasses out. What you bring them glasses out for them niggas for? It wasn't even no females you bought the glasses out. You bought glasses out trying to impress some clown ass dudes. A midget and a fake ass Chicago gangbanger. Now your mama she actually she wasn't gonna do nothing but yell. She might, yeah, that was it. She really wasn't gonna do nothing. I mean, but it was gonna be a long yelling. Like, it was probably an hour or 2 hours. But that's the story, y'all. You know, Ronnie had a bad habit of trying to impress people, and yeah, we beat them boys up. All right. Anyway, if you enjoyed the story, like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you.